Right, so the first Tiger Day, everyone, we're going to be doing January 2022, paper 1. Right now, let me just change the background so I could get some lines. Right. Number 1 says, what percentage of 40 is 8? This question we've done several times. The answer is B, which is 20. Right, if you want to do it, right, we can say 20 over 100 as 20% multiplied by 40 over 1 to see if we get 8. 20 into 21, 20 into 100, 5, 5 into 5, 1, 5 into 48. So we know that 20% of 40 is 8. So that is how we would check it back to see if it is correct. Right, the next question says the number 2, the number 3.14063 written to 3 decimal places, meaning we're counting 3 digits after a decimal point. That is, 1 would be a first, 4 would be a second, 6 would be a third. A line has to be drawn after a third, right? And then you check to see if the number after the line is 5 or more. It is obviously more than 5. So we're going to check to see if that number is more than 5 or less than 5. It is more than 5. 6 is more than 5, so we have to add 1 to the digit right before your line, which is 0. So your answer would be 3.141, which is B. Right, this question here, remember, we remove our decimal points and see if they are the same number. It's not, it's 370 and this one is 37. So to go from 37 to 370, we know we multiply by 10. So we multiply, let's just do it, let me show you. We have 43 multiplied by 37 is equals to 1591. Right, the next one is 43 multiplied by 370. Remember, I'm just removing the decimal points. Right, now, the only difference between the 37 is 370 is 43 multiplied by 37 multiplied by 10. Right, so that means, remember, this part right here is 1591 multiplied by 10, which is 15910. Now, how many places do we shift back our decimal? How many decimal digits there are after your first decimal? There are 2. So you're going to shift this 1, 2. So your answer is 159.1, which is C. Number 4. Let me just erase this. Yeah, erase. Right, number 4, the first 3 common multiples of 3, 4, 6. 3, 4, and 6 are. So you have to look and make sure each one of these multiples can go into all these digits. The only one that 3 could go into all of these is in D. So the answer is 12, 24, and 36. Right? Number 5, if 350 shared in ratio 3 to 5, the smaller share is, so we want to know how many shares. What is the total number of shares? We have 7 shares. So 7 shares is equals to 350. So 1 share would be 350 divided by 7, which is equals to 50. We want to find out for the smaller share, which is 2. So 2 shares would be 50 multiplied by 2, which is 100. So my answer would be C. C, which is 100. All right. Number 6, there are 40 students in a class. Girls make up 60% of the class. 25% wear glasses. How many girls wear glasses? This question is repeated several times. The answer is 6, which is A. But let's check it. Let's see how many girls there are. There are 60% of the class. That's 60 over 100 multiplied by 40 over 1. Cross out this, cross out this, cross out this. Right? That is 6 fours are 24. So there are 24 girls in the class. Now they want to find out 25%. That's how much wear glasses. 25 over 100 multiplied by 24 over 1. 25 into 25 is 1. 25 into 100 is 4. 4 into 24 is 6. So the answer is E, which is 6. All right? Number 7, if the universal set U is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and H is 3, 4, 6, they want H complement. What is H complement? Means everything outside of H. So we are going to cross out 3, we're going to cross out 4, and cross out 6. These are not found in H complement. So H complement would be 1, 2, and 5, which is B. All right, let's look at the next one. This one, number 8. Which of the following statement describes the integers greater than 3 but less than 6? That means it is from 3 to 6. So that would be minus 3, right? This is what this is equals to. Please note in integers, when it is written like this, the signs are always in that direction, right? So A, this would be no. B, no. So it's either C or D, but they said less than, sorry, greater than minus 3. They did not say greater than or equal to, so it does not have an equal sign here. So that is how we got our answer to be D, right? Number 9. If x and y are two finite sets such that the number of elements in x is 9, the number of elements for the intersection is 4, the union is 15, then what is y? So if we know anything about this, we know that the union of x and y is equal to the number of elements in x plus the number of elements in y minus the number of elements for the intersection of x and y, right? If we put that, the number of elements for x is 9, plus the number of elements for y, we don't know, we'll put y, minus the number of elements for intersection is 4, and this union is equals to 15. So we have 15 is equals to 9 minus 4 plus y, right? 9 minus 4 is what? 5. So 15 is equals to 5 plus y. What plus y? 5 plus what will give you 15? The answer is 10. So it would be C, right? So if you put it, once you remember this equation, you're good to go. All right, let's do our next one. Item 10 refers to the following Venn diagram. In the Venn diagram, x represents the factors of 12, y represents the factors of 9. The shaded region represents the set of factors of. So when you're doing this question, okay, let's do this question, right? They said the factors of 12. Let's write the factors of 12. I was getting confused with the multiples. Factors of 12 would be, what numbers could go into 12? 1 and 12. 2 and 6, 3 and 4. These are my factors of 12, right? Then we want the factors of 9, which is 1, 3, 3, and 9. These are my factors of 9. Then they said this shaded part is my intersection, meaning what these two, my factors of 12 and factors of 9, have in common, right? They have 1 in common, yes, and they also have 3 in common. So between the answers here, the shaded region represents a set of factors that didn't have 1, but they have 3. So A, or 3, would be your answer. Number 11. The 30 students and teachers May class has either a dog or cat or none of the both, right? All students who have cats also have dogs. So this statement here, all students who have cats also have dogs, we're looking for a subset Venn diagram, right? So if we look at this, the only one that is a subset is D. So D will be your answer. Number 12 says, which of the following sets are an example of disjointed sets? Disjointed set just means they have nothing in common. If you look at the first option, even numbers and odd numbers, that is the opposite of each other. So we know A is your disjointed set, right? 13, if EC, right, if $2.50 is equals to 1 US, then what is 20 EC? So we do our if, then, and therefore. If $2.50 is 1 US, then 1 EC would be 1 over 2.5, 0. You can put 0 if you want. Therefore, 20 would be 1 over 2.5 multiplied by 20, right? You can do this. So that is 20 divided by 2.5. When we are dividing by a decimal, we want Right. So we have 20 divided by 2.5. You're going to carry this decimal point one place to the left to make it, sorry, to the right to make it a whole number. But if you do that on top, you have to do that. If you do that at the bottom, you have to do that on top as well. So now it would be 200 divided by 25. Right? 25 could go into 200 how many times? 8 times, right? So we know it would be B, which is $8. Also, if you look at the options, we're going from EC to dollar. There's more dollars to, well, less physical dollars I'm talking about, right? So saying that 80 and 50, that would be out of the question. So the answer would have either been 5 or 8, right? And then you could have done this, or you could have just multiplied 8 by 2.5 and get 20. Right, so that is how you would do this. All right, let us look at number 14. Number 14 says, at a store, 3 cents on every dollar is spent on a tax charge. So they're telling you for every dollar, right, you're getting 3 cents, 0.03. That's how you would write 3 cents, right? This is also known 3 over 100 or 3%. Right? So when they say 3 cents on every dollar, you can make this into a percentage by saying is 1.00 is equal to, so it's 0.03 over 1.00. You make this, carry this 2 places to the right, so you also carry this 2 places to the right, so you get 3 over 100 multiplied by 100 over 1, so this is 3%. That is how the statement 3 cents on every dollar just means 3%. Okay, guys, let me just erase this. So in a store, 3% is spent for every, at a store, 3 cents on every dollar spent is charged at a sales tax. How much money is paid in sales tax on a costume which costs this? So they're telling you you have your sales tax is 3%. So they want to know how much tax is paid. So we're going to say 3 over 100 multiplied by 196 over 1, right? So this is equal to, right, so for this one, it's 3 by 196. So 196 3s are 18, 9 3s are 27, 28. That's the next 8. Then 1 3 is 3. 1 3 is 3, 4, 5. Right? So it's 588 over 100, and then you carry the decimal. We want to divide by 100, so you carry it twice. 1, 2. So the answer is $5.88. That is for A. If you do not want to do it like this, the next way is to use if, then, and therefore. Let's just do it like that, right? If, then, and therefore, you're saying if $1, you're getting 3 cents, 0.03, then for 196 would be 196 multiplied by 0.03. So you say 196 multiplied by 0.03. To multiply decimals, what do we do? Remove our decimals. So you get 196 multiplied by 3. 6 3s are 18. 9 3s are 27. Plus 1 is 28. 1 3 is 3, 4, 5. So you get 588. But remember, we have to carry both across our decimal 2 places. So it'll be 1, 2. So you can use it if, then, and therefore you get 588. They ask you for the sales tax. They did not ask you for the cost of the clothes after. So if you're looking at reasonable answers, we know that $201.88, your tax would not be more than the cost of the item, okay? Because they only said it's 3% or 3 cents on every dollar. So by using a process of elimination, you know it would not be these big values as either A or B, and then you can do this. All right. Number 15. The tax price of a television set is $350. When bought and hire purchase, the deposit is $35, is required, followed by 12 monthly payments of $30. How much is saved by paying cash? For this one, I think this is a repeated question. The answer is D, but let's check it out. For your higher purchase price, you have to pay $35 plus for 12 months, for each month you're paying $30. So it's 12 multiplied by 30. So it's 35 plus 360, which is equals to 395. So if you pay 350 for a television set, right? If you were paying cash, how much money you're saving? 350, 395 minus 350, which is 45. So your answer is D. For number 16, right? A company employs 20 persons as a gardener and clerk. The mean daily wage of all employees is $22.40, right? So let's find out the total. So from this, when they tell you is 20 persons and your mean is 22.40, from that you can find your total, right? So let us look at this. Your total would be 22.40 multiplied by 20. First, we're going to multiply. Remove your decimal point, so you get 2240 multiplied by 2. We'll add the 0 after. This is 0. 4 2s are 8. 4 2s are 8. No, 2 2s are 4. So you get 4480, and then we have a next 0 because it's multiplied by 20. And then we have to carry it back 2 places, 1, 2. So the total that they're paying, the 20 persons, is $448, right? If each of the 12 gardeners, so they said gardeners and clerks, if we have 12 gardeners, how many clerks would we have to make up 20 persons? We would have 8 clerks, okay? They said if each of the 12 gardeners is paid $26 per day, then the daily amount that is paid for the 8 of your clerks is, and the daily amount. Right, so now we know that for your 12 gardeners, they are paid $26. So the total for your gardeners would be 12 multiplied by 26, which is 260 multiplied by 52. Right, that is 2, 6, that's 11, 2, 3, right? So it's 312, right? So that is how much they're paying their gardeners. So we know gardeners plus your clerks is 448. We know that your gardener is 312 plus your clerk is 448. So to find the number for clerks, the 8 clerks are being paid 448 minus 312. 8 minus 2 is 6, 4 minus 1 is 3, 3, so 136. That is how much your 8 clerks are being paid. Then the daily amount each paid to each of the clerks. So the one for 8 clerks is equals to 136. And so for 1 clerk is 136 divided by 8. 8 into 13 is 1. 1 8 is 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. That's 56. 8 into 56 is 7. 7, right. So we know the answer would be B for number 16. This is a lot of working. For me, what I would have done if I had to do this quick, because that took a lot of time just to do, right? What I would have done is, let's erase all of this, right? What I would have done in this question, especially if I had to do it, I would read it first. I would still find out the total. My total would still be 2.4 multiplied by 20. This is 4 2s are 8. That's 4, right? 480. 448, that's how much they're totally paid, right? We know that for your 12 gardeners, so your 12 gardeners would be 12 multiplied by 26, which again is 260 plus 52, which is 2, 5, that's 11, 2, 3, so we know it's 312. So we know that your clerks would be 448 minus 312, right? 8 minus 2 is 6. This is 3, 136. And then if you don't like to divide, guys, you could have used your answer, multiply 360 by 8. Are you getting 136? No. Then you say 17 by 8, you get 136, so you know that your answer is B. Instead of dividing, this is how you would have done this question. Right? Right, let's look at number 17. Delano invested 5,000. Zoom this up. 5,000 for 2 years in an investment scheme. The investment is a compound interest of 8% per annum. What will the amount of what will the amount of Delano's investment at the end of 2 years period? Alright? This for number 17, they're asking you for the amount, right? And this is a compound interest. So you know your amount is equal to principal multiplied by 1 plus rate all to the power of t. This is the formula for amount, right? One, it is a compound interest. So A is equal to, what is the principal? 5,000 multiplied by 1 plus your rate, which is 8, all to the power of 2 years. So that's 5,000. Am I doing this correct? Don't put 8%, put it in decimals, right? Because that would have been too much. So it is again 5,000 by 1 plus 8%, or 8 over 100 is 1, 2, plus 0.08, all to the power of 2, which is t, right? So that's 5,000 multiplied by 1.08, all to the power of 2. Right now, if you look at this, even the formula, right? It's either, it will not be A and it will not be B, because we're looking at 5,000 multiplied by 1 day, right? So if you see 5,000 multiplied by 1, we know for a fact that, okay, no, A or B, which is 800 or 832, will not be your answer, right? When you do this, the answer is D. Number 18 says a car presently valued at 12,000 depreciates at a 10% per annum. What will be the value of the car 1 year later? I told you guys this question is repeated. If it depreciates, you're looking for less value than 12. So it's not D. So it's either A, B, and C. We are looking for values that is less than. So let's find for 10%. 10 over 100 multiplied by 12000. Cross out this and then you cross out the 2 zeros. So you know that's supposed to be 10 over 100, not 10 over 1,000. Right? Cross out the 2 zeros. So you get 120 by 10, which is 1,200. This is how much it depreciates by. So 12,000 minus 1,200 is A. Right? A minus an entire. Right, number 19. A man's basic wage for 40 hours hours per week is 1,600, not even 1,160 dollars. He is paid $5 per hour for overtime. If he works 6.5 hours overtime that certain week, then his wage for that week is. So they're telling you, okay, he earns 160, right? That's his basic wage. Plus his overtime would be 6.5 multiplied by 5. That is, for 1 hour of overtime, he's earning $5. So for 6.5 hours of overtime, it would be 6.5 or 6.5 multiplied by 5, which is 160 plus 5 fives are 25. 6 fives are 30, that's $32.50. So it would be 160 plus 32.50, which is D. So for that certain week, he would earn $1,192.50. All right, number 20. A salesman sells a car for $10.50. If he is paid a commission of 5% on the first 1,000, 10,000, sorry, and 8% of the remainder, then the total commission he receives is, so first off, let's find out the 5%. 5 over 100 multiplied by 10,000, right? 5 into 5, 1, 5 into 100, 20, across all this, 2 into 2, 1, 2 into 10, 5. So we know that he has a $500 $500 commission for the first 10,000. Let's say 8% of the remainder. What is the remainder after you take out 10,500, right? So that's 8%, 8 over 100 multiplied by 500 over 1. 8 fives are 40. So, for 5%, he earns 500. 5% of the first 10,000 is 500. And 8% of your 500 is 40. So 500 plus 40 is 540. So B is your answer. Alita normally saves X each month, but in June she saves 4 more than twice her usual amount. Twice her usual amount would be 2 times X, which is 2X, and they say $4 more than that. So it would be 4 plus 2X, which is C. All right, let's look at this one. Number 22, they said M asterisk N is the square root of M. So this one says that M asterisk N, so the first value and the second value is equal to the square root of M squared minus N squared, right? If they say 5 asterisk 2, right? So if they say 5 asterisk 2, it will be square root of what is the first value is M, right? So it will be 5 cubed minus 2 squared. Right, that is the square root of 5 fives are 25. 25 by 5 is 125 minus 2 twos are 4. So it is 1. So that's the square root of 121. Right, the square root of 121 is equals to 11. So you know your answer is D. Right, that's how you would do this question. Number item 23 refers to the following diagram of a trapezium, right? So they say the trapezium with a height h has a area of x centimeters. The equation has to be used to find the value of x is. So we know that area of a trapezium, area of a trapezium. If you do not know this, again, guys, this formula is given in your formula sheet. It is a half by A plus B by height, right? That A and B is your parallel side, so that's a half, open bracket, 2 plus 4 minus, sorry, not 4 minus x minus 4 plus x minus 4, and we have h here, right? They're telling you that A, this all is equals to x squared, right? So let's see what they have here. So let's rearrange this. This is a half, open bracket, that's 2 minus 4 plus x by h. That's a half by x minus 2. 2 minus 4 is minus 2. So instead of putting minus 2 plus x, I just put x minus 2 by a half. Right, let's look for this. Right, then we might multiplying a half by h, because it's a half multiplied by h multiplied by x minus 2. So that's h over 2 by x minus 2. So my answer is E. Alright, that's how you would get the answer for number 23. Alright, let's look at 24. Minus 2q by minus 3q is a minus, and a minus is a plus. So that's 2q minus 3q is equal to minus q. So the answer is C. This one, my bases are the same, and so we have to add our powers. So it will be 5 to the power of 2x plus n plus 2, which is 5 to the power of 3n plus 2. And that is how you do this question. So 5 to the power of 3n plus 2, 3n, 2n. So my mistake, this here, so this question is not that. It's supposed to be 5 to the power of n plus 1 multiplied by 5 to the power of n plus 2 bases are the same, so we have to add the powers as 5 to the power of n plus 1 plus 2 plus 5 to the power of 2n plus 3. So the answer is B for this one, right? So this question was wrong. Number 26. Number 26. If 5 by y minus 2 close bracket minus 3 by y plus 4 is equals to 0, then what is y? First off, when you see a question like this, we have to multiply it out and then make y the subject. So we have 5 by 5, 5 by y is 5y, and then 5 by minus 2 is minus 10, and then minus 3 by y is minus 3y, and minus 3 by 4 is minus 12. This is equals to 0. So 5y minus 3y minus 10 minus 12 is equals to 0. So you get 5 minus 3 is 2y minus 10 minus 12 is minus 22 is equals to 0. You make y the subject, you're carrying across minus 22 first, so you get 2y is equals to 22. Then y would be 22 divided by 2. You carry across, multiply by 2 to divide by 2, so the answer is D. Number 27. They said item 27 refers to the following factors. P is... So number 27 says P is 3, 7, Q is minus 2, 5. The vectors P minus Q. So P is 3, 7, and we're going to subtract minus 2, 5. Right? So that's 3 minus 2, and 7 minus 5. Right? 3 minus 2. Now, when you have two negative numbers, negative signs like this is when you say minus and a minus is a plus. So it's 3 plus 2 and 7 minus 5. 3 plus 2 is 5. 7 minus 5 is 2. So the answer would be 5 on top, 2 at the bottom, so it's C. Number 28. Item 28 refers to the following diagram of a parallelogram in which EF is parallel to HG and EH is parallel to GFG, meaning the opposite sides are parallel. And they told you that EF would be K and EH is M. Now, because of that statement before, EH is parallel to HG, so HG, so from H to G will also be K, right? And if EH is M, then F to G have to be going in the same direction as M. So they ask you express EG in the terms of K and M. Now, EG, right? If we look at E, we're starting at E and ending at G. So you can either go in the direction of EH and then H to G, or EF and then F to G. I will go in, it doesn't matter, you're going to get the same thing. So your starting point here, why am I putting K? E. Your starting point here is E. So E to F plus F to G. Right? So E to F plus F to G. So E to F is K plus F to G is same direction, so we don't have to do no negative. It is K plus M. So your answer would be E. Number 29. If 5 by xy is equals to 4 by 10, 20, then what is the value of x and y? So let us multiply that, right? They said 5xy, which means it is 5x, and 5y is equals to 10, 4 by 10, 20. So 4 by 10 is 40, and 4 by 20 is 80. So we're saying 5x is equals to 40, and 5y is equals to 80. So x would be 40 divided by 5, and y would be 80 divided by 5. 5 divided by 40 divided by 5 is 8. 8 5s are 40. and 5 could go into 80 16 times. So x is 8 and y is 16. So that would be answer would be B. Item 30 refers to the following matrices A and B. The product matrix AB. Oh, they asked you to multiply. All right. Let's look at this. So first off, let's see if it can multiply. This is 2 rows by 3 columns and 3 rows by 2 columns. So therefore, my product matrix, we see that the number of columns in your first matrix and the number of rows in your second matrix are equal. So they are conformable to multiply. Also, your product would be a 2 by 2 matrix. Number of rows in your first matrix multiplied by the number of columns in your second matrix. Right? Now let's multiply. 1, 3 minus 3, 3, 0, 5, right? By 3, 0, 2, 1, 0, 5. So it is 1 multiplied by 3. So remember, it's row by column, okay? Plus 3 multiplied by 2 plus minus 3 multiplied by 0. Right? So it's row by column, and then that first row again by a second column. So again, it is 1 multiplied by 0 plus 3 multiplied by 1 plus minus 3 multiplied by 5. So it's row by this first column and row by the second column, right? And then we're going to go second row, which is 3 multiplied by your first row. Sorry, your second row by your first column. So it's 3 by 3 plus 0 multiplied by 2 plus 5 multiplied by 0. Right? And then 3 multiplied by, is that 0? Yes, 0. Plus 0 multiplied by 1 plus 5 multiplied by 5. Right? Now let's look at this. We have 1 by 3 is 3 plus 2 3s are 6 plus 0, right? So that's 3 and 6 is 9. So we know that our first element here is 9. So it will not be A and it will not be B. So we're looking for 9. And the second one, 1 plus 0, 1 by 0 is 0, plus 3 by 1 is 3, and minus 3 by 5 is minus 15. So that is minus 12, right? So even if you didn't even need to finish this out, guys, you know this negative 18 is not supposed to be there. We're looking for negative 12. So the answer here is D. You did not need to complete the remainder, but let's just, right? 3 3s are 9 plus 0 plus 0, because we're multiplying 0 by 2 and then 5 by 0. So the next one is 9, and then this one is 3 by 0 is 0, 0 by 1 is 0, and 5 5s are 25. So it's 0 plus 0 plus 25, right? That's 3, 6, and 3 is 9, right? And then 3 minus 5 is minus 12. Then 9 plus 0 plus 0 is 9. And then 0 plus 0 plus 25 is 25. So my answer would be 9, 12, 9, 25, which is part D. If it took a speedboat 9 hours to travel the distance of 180 kilometers, what is its average speed? This question we have done several times. The answer is C, 120. Or your average speed is distance over time. So 1080 divided by 9. 9 could go into 10812 and 9 could go into 00. So it's 120. Number 32. Right, they ask you for the perimeter of a trapezium. That means we're just adding up everything. But they want it in millimeters. We know this is in meters. 1 meter is equals to 1,000 millimeters. Is 1,000? So first off, let's find out how many meters. We have 0.41, 0.21, 0.18, and 0.12. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, right? Then 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 0.92 meters. So we know if 1 meter is 1,000 millimeters, then 0.92 meters would be 0.92 multiplied by 1,000. Right, so we have to shift the decimal point 3 places. 1, 2, 3. So the answer would be D, 920 millimeters. Item 23 refers to a foreign circle with center 0. If the circumference of the circle is 15, then the length of the minor arc AB is, so the minor arc is 120. So we know if 120, sorry, the circumference is 15. If 360 is equals to 15, then 1 is 15 over 360, and therefore we want 120 would be 15 over 360 multiplied by 120 over 1. We're looking for that. We want 120 over 360, so you're seeing that multiplied by 15, so the answer here is B. Right. Number 34, the aircraft leaves 1600 hours and arrives at 1930 hours. Right, traveling at an average speed of 550 kilometers per hour, A and B. The distance from A to B is in kilometers. All right, so let's find out the number of hours for the journey. All right, is from 4 p.m. to what is 19? That's 7, 8, 9. Yeah, 12. Right, so we're going from 4 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. So we can use our fingers. 4 to 5, 5 to 6, 6 to 7. That's 3 hours, and then we have a half an hour. So we know that the journey, the time taken was 3.5 hours. We know that 30 minutes is a half an hour, so that's why I have 3.5 hours, right? They told you that your average speed, so they told your average is 550. So your total time, so we know speed is distance over time. We know that your speed is 550 is equals to distance, D, divided by 3.5. We want to make D the subject, so you're going to carry this across. That is 550 multiplied by 3.5, right? So let's just multiply. 55 multiplied by 35, right? 5. Why is this so? This is not very tedious. Hold on. So 55 multiplied by 35, right? Guys, in what I do here is this is the same thing as saying 55 multiplied by 30 plus 55 multiplied by 5. That's usually what I do. I say 55 by 3 is 165, and then you add your 0, and then 55 by 5 is 275. That's what I do to get these values. So when you add it up, you get 1925, right? But we have to add a 0 because it's 550 multiplied by 35. So you add a 0, so you get 19250, and then we have to carry that one place to the right, so you carry it back. So you get an answer of 1925, which is D. Right, that's the distance traveled. Let's look at this one. Item 35 refers to the following diagram, which shows a circle with center O, a sector and major and minor arcs indicated. Right? The length of the major arc, FE, is 40. So your major arc is 40. How much degrees is your major arc? This would be 360 minus 60, which is equals to 300. So we know if 300 degrees is equals to 40, they want to find out the circumference, the length of the major arc, right? Then 1 would be 40 over 360, not 360, 300, and therefore 360 is going to be 40 over 300 multiplied by 360 over 1. Let's go this, and this, and then 3 into 3, 1. 3 into 36 is 12, right? So we know 12 fours are 40. Why? Right, so I made a mistake and put B as 40, but the option is actually 48. When we multiply this, 360 is actually equal to 48, so you know B is your answer. Right, number 36. The item 36 refers to the following diagram. The volume of the cuboid is 320. Let us write this down. We know volume of a cuboid is length by breadth times height. This is equals to 320. They told you your height is 5 and length is breadth is the same. So let's call it L multiplied by L multiplied by 5 is 320. Then L squared, L by L, is equals to 320, yeah, 320 divided by 5. This is L squared is equals to 64. What multiplied by what would give you 64? L is equals to the square root of 64, so the answer is 8. So the side first would be 8. Now, number 37 says the area for a triangle is 60 and its base is 12. What is the height? We know it is length times base, all divided by 2 is equals to 60. So the not length times base times height over 2 is equals to 60. So we know your base is 12. So 12 times your height would be equals to 60 multiplied by 2. So 12 times h is equals to 120. So 12 times what will give you 120? Your answer is B. Alright, let's look at this one. Number 38. A square has the same area as a rectangle with the sides 9 and 16. The length of the side of a square is, the square has the same area as a rectangle. So let's find the area of the rectangle. Your area is 16 times 9, 9 sixes are 54. 1 9 is 9 plus 5 is 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. That is 14. So you know your area of your square is 144 as well. We want to know, we know that side squared is equals to 144. Right, so you want the length of the side as the square root of 144 is 12, so the answer is B for this question. Right? Let's go. Item 38 and 40 refers to the following frequency distribution, which shows the average mass in K and the group of children in the school. The upper limit of the modal class is, the modal is the most popular. Who is the most popular? The frequency being 40. That is the most. The upper limit would be 60 plus 61. That is the highest score in 40 plus 61 divided by 2. Actually, no, they didn't ask for the median. The upper modal class is 60. Number 40. How many children has a mass greater than 40? So if we look at masses greater than 40, that's 24 plus 40 plus 18. Let's add that. That's 24 plus 40 plus 18. That is 8 and 4 is 12. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So it is 82. So the answer is D. Right, item 41 refers to the following table, which shows the frequency of scores of students by any test. The modal score, most popular score, we have 12 students making 8, so most popular would be 8. Right, let's look at the next one. Item 42 refers to cumulative, refers to the following diagram of a cumulative frequency curve from which the marks obtained by 200 students. The median number scores by 200 students. As we know, median is n over 2, which is 200 divided by 2, which is equals to 100. So if your cumulative frequency is 100, they want what is the score. So now we know 100 is somewhere here, right? That's this here. And if we go down, is somewhere here. So it's a little bit less than 40. The only one that's a little bit less than 40 is 37.5. We know 35 is actually here. So it would not be 100, it would not be 30, it would not be 35, it would be 37.5, which is C. Right, item 43 refers to the following bar charts which show the number of children who took part in a survey. How many children took part in the survey. We have done this several times. I could tell you the answer is 15, but let's just go 3 plus 4 plus 2 plus 5 plus 1 is 15. Right, 600, write an 600, write an examination. The probability of random student selecting, failing, the probability of a random selected students failing the examination is 1/5. How many students pass? So we know a fail is 1/5 over 600. So failing is 120. The persons that's estimated to pass would be 600 minus 120, which is 480. So the answer is C. Number 45, which of the following equations represents a linear function, meaning a straight line? We want it in the form y is equals to mx plus c. We don't want x squared. We're not multiplying x and y. So it will not be a or b, right? Or d, because b and d have x squared, right? A is x multiplied by y, so the answer is C. Right? A set of ordered pairs below represents a relation that is a function. Which of the following points, when added to a set, would form a relation that is not a function? So guys, if we look at this, 2 is mapped onto 7, 2 is mapped onto 7, minus 4 is mapped onto 6, and 10 is mapped onto 4, right? So you cannot have more than 2 values mapping onto the same number, right? So if we say 2, 8, if it is we adding 2, it's supposed to map onto 7, not 8. So therefore, A is your answer. Right, number 47 refers to the following arrow diagram. The diagram above represents, this is many, because we see in many, to, hold on, no. The arrow diagram above describes the relationship. Y is more than X. Is Y more than X? No. Y is a multiple of X. If we multiply these numbers by any number, will we get back the, so 2 multiplied by what will we get? 8, yes. What about 3? 3 multiplied by 3, you'll get 9. Right? What about if we multiply 4 by any number, will we get 8? Yes. So B is your answer. Meaning if you multiply any of these digits by any number, right, you'll get back the answer. Number 48. What is the gradient of a straight line? Remember, gradient has to be the form y is equals to mx plus c, where the coefficient of x is your gradient. So we want to make y the subject. You carry across, divide, multiply by 2. Right. We carry across, multiply by 2, that's divide by 2. So y is equals to 3x minus 3x minus 8, all divided by 2. So this would be y is equals to minus 3x over 2 minus 8 over 2. Right? The gradient is what is found in front of x as minus 3 over 2. So the answer would be C. Right? H of x is 3x minus 5, all divided by 5. What is minus h of minus 6? So you're going to get, was written wrong. It's 3x minus 2 all over 5. So they want to know what is h of minus 6. That means wherever we see x, we're going to put minus 6. So that's 3 by minus 6 minus 2. 6 3s are 18. 18. So minus 18 minus 2 divided by 5 is minus 20 divided by 5 is equals to minus 4. So your answer is A for this question. Right? Let's look at this one, number 50. Right, for number 50, the answer is B. Reason being, if we were to square, right, because it's minus x squared. If we were to square a negative number, we will get a positive number. If we were to square a positive number, we also get a positive number. but we have to have a minus sign in front of it because it's a minus by a positive. So that is how we got all signs to be -4, -1, and 0. Number 51, the answer is C. To do that, we had to make y the subject. If the lines are parallel, that means your gradient is the same, right? So we made y the subject. So we had 2x minus 5y minus 8 is equals to 0. We carry across this. So you get 2x minus 8 is equals to 5y. Carry across 5y. So that's 2x minus 8 all divided by 5 is equals to 0. This can be separated. 2x over 5 and minus 8 over 5 is equals to 0. So we know that the coefficient of x, which is 2 over 5, would be my gradient. Then if we look at 52, the answer is A, right? Why we made this equation the subject. We made this equal to 0, right? So when you make that equals to 0 and you see that it is we have x squared and x, right? We tend to factorize. So you get x by 4 minus x, right? And we said each bracket is equal to 0. So x is equal to 0. So you know x is equal to 0. And then 4 minus x is equal to 0. You want positive x, so you carry across positive x. So you get 4 is equal to positive x. So your answer is 0 and 4. So we know that for number 52, it is A. So for this one, the answer is B, right? We find the difference from A to image A, so that's 2, 5 plus xy, we don't know what xy, to give you 4, 6. So 2 plus x would, 2 plus what would give you 4? 2 plus 2. And 5 plus what would give you 6? 5 plus 1. That is how we got B to be our answer. Right, this one again, they want to know what is the size of P and Q. They told you P, Q, and RS are parallel lines. We can see that there's a Z angle. We know that the interiors of our Z are equal, so the answer is AP is equal to Q. Right, now let's look at this question here. Let me just zoom up so we can see. A ship sail. Now, they told you the direction of north, right? They told you north. Now, if we know a compass, right, we know it is, let me just write this down. We know it is like this, and then it is like this. This is north, this is south, and then we have west and east. Right, so let us just draw this. They said a ship sail, so we starting at the center here. A ship sailed from A to B. It sailed 6 kilometers due north. So if it is 6 kilometers due north, that means it is going up, right? For 6 kilometers. Then they said, this is A to B, and then from B to C, wait. From A to B, it sailed 6 kilometers due north. To C, what am I saying? No, I read this question wrong. Hold on. A ship sailed 8 kilometers due east. So we're starting from the center, right? Let's say this is a starting point, which is A. We're going 8 kilometers to the east to reach B. So this is 8 kilometers. We know east is on your right-hand side. So this is B, right? And then they said 6 kilometers due from B to C, you're going to the north, which is upwards. So B to C, this is upwards here. So this is C, this should be 6 kilometers, and we go in north. So this is how your shape's supposed to look. Now let's look at it. Let's compare the two, right? It's not 8 because A to B is not 8 kilometers. From this one, A to B is 8, but then they're going from A. How would you reach back A? The starting point is A, so B is not your answer. C is A to B, right? 8 kilometers to the east, and then from B to C you're going upwards. So your answer is C, right? It would not be D because if we look at this, they're telling you that they're going, if we want to only read this, Yes, we start at A. We go A to B, which is to east, but then they're going down. Downwards is south. So we know D is not your answer. So C would be your answer for this. Number 56, the angle of Y would be the angle on top here multiplied by 2, which is 100. Right? Let me just X off this so nobody will see this. Right? For number 57, they said that if the line XY was rotated in an anti-clockwise direction, anti-clockwise is this direction like this, right? And at 90 degrees, you can use your protractor if you want to find out how much is 90 degrees, but I'm telling you that the shape would look somewhat like this. Let me just hold on, undo this. Undo this. This is how your line would look, right? This is 90 degrees, right? And they asked you what is the equation of the line. We know that new line that I drew is not x is equals to y because we already have a line where x is equals to y, so it's not b. X is equals to 0 is on your y-axis. That line is not on your y-axis, and y is equal to 0 is on your x-axis. That is not on your x-axis. So the most logical answer is E, right? Y is equals to negative x, right? Number 58. So for this question, we draw the triangle. We draw a triangle ABC, right? They say angle A, this is B, and this is C. A is x, B is 2x, and C is C. We don't know what C is equal to. So we say A plus B plus C is equal to 180. A triangle is 180 degrees. So that's x plus 2x plus C is 180. If we want to find out what C is equal to, x plus 2x is 3x plus C is equals to 180. So you carry across 3x. So C would be equals to 180 minus 3x. So that's how you got D to be your answer for this question. Okay. So when they say if x is 12 meters from y, then then the height of yz in meters is. So we want this side here, right? We know if this is, we've seen a z angle, so therefore this angle here is 35. So if we have this angle here, then xy now becomes my adjacent and yz becomes my opposite. We're looking for a formula that has adjacent and opposite. That's tan 35 would be opposite over 12. You make opposite the subject, you carry across the 12. So your opposite is 12 tan 35, which is C. Right? Item 60 refers to the following right angle triangle. Which of the trigonometric ratio is equal to 4 over 8? 8 is your hypotenuse. So we are looking at something. If we look at TOA, we know it's not tan. It's either sine or cosine, right? We're going to look at sine x. Sine x, right? So we're using angle x is equal to opposite. My opposite will be 4, and my hypotenuse is 8. So as soon as you see this is equals to 4 over 8, and we're seeing this is 4 over 8, you know that the answer is A, and that would be the end of January 2022 paper 1.